Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? This is Certified Life and Relationship Coach, Coach Court. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you ladies, and I'm going to give you 6 tips on dating men that are emotionally unavailable. Thank you for sticking around. If this is your first time viewing me, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button and ringing that bell so you're notified for all the newest coaching content. Before I can get into the content, if you want my help personally, the quickest way to get into contact with me is through my website and my Patreon account. All those links are in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to give you 6 tips on dating someone who's emotionally unavailable. This video was inspired by one of my email newsletter subscribers. If you guys are interested in that link is in the description below. You just go to my website. This was a woman that has been dealing with a guy for 5 months, and I'll get into it right away. Hi Court, my name is Blank and I'm a 28-year-old female from Paris. I love your content on dismissive avoidance, and I've recently discovered that I've been dating a person with these characteristics for the past 5 months. How can I make this relationship sustainable outside the obvious things that my girlfriends would say, which is just move on? He's a great guy and I want to give him my best shot. Thank you for responding if you see this email. Thank you for emailing me. I'm glad I got this email because I feel like this is a question that I get a lot here on the channel. I get it through my email, I get it on Instagram, TikTok, get it everywhere. So I wanted to go ahead and just kind of respond to this one. I feel like this will be a good email for people. I went ahead and wrote down 6 tips here. All right, so if I'm glaring down, then you know that's what I'm doing is. The first tip is to don't try to move the relationship too quickly, because if you do that, it's going to spook them. It's going to make them feel like this thing is moving too fast. I'm feeling engulfed, claustrophobic, or whatever, especially if there's someone who has severe commitment phobias. You don't want to move the relationship too fast. And I talk about that in one of my other videos, which is the first 90 days with a dismissive avoidant. You want to make sure that, and it's not even just a dismissive avoidant, you know who a person is around 2 months, 3 months, you know their true nature, because they can't hide it for much longer than that. So when you see this, this pullback, if you're trying to move the relationship too quickly, if you're an anxious attacher, you can't move the relationship quick enough, which is a really unhealthy thing to do. But move it at a pace where you send them once or twice a week. You're not overly texting, and you just kind of keep that mystery about yourself. And you want to make sure that you keep a mystery all throughout the relationship. Honestly, I feel people start to feel content for people who they or closest to. This is, I think the quote goes, familiarity breeds contempt. So you want to make sure that you keep a little piece of yourself that's kind of like closed off and hidden, and it's like an onion. Like, you want people to peel the layers off you. And I'm going to let that segue me into my next tip, which is to give them their space. When you're dating someone, it's like Thich Nhat Hanh says, you must love a person in such a way that they feel free. You have to give them the freedom to come and go as they please. And if they don't feel that way, they're going to get scared, and they're going to feel smothered, and they're going to feel like they're losing their individuality and their freedom. So you want to make sure that you give them their space as you're building this relationship with this person. When you're not trying to move too fast, and you're letting them have their space and their time, you're letting them do things. You're not even letting them. You're understanding that they're their own person. So I'm not saying that you're like giving them permission, because that wouldn't be, like, they're not your child or anything like that. So you want to just give them their time and their space and let them build their relationship with you at their own pace. And the third tip is to expect a pullback. Expect for them to feel like, all right, this is getting a little too overwhelming, a little too close for me, a little too close for comfort. And expect it. As you start to date a few different people, you're going to see that at some point in that relationship, usually during the power struggle phase, they're going to pull back. They're going to say, all right, I need to regain who I am again and not get too caught up. I need to hang out with my friends and my family more. I need to get back in the gym. I need to do some of the things that I was doing when you met me, the things that made you feel like you were attracted to me. And it's actually a healthy thing to do. But you want to make sure that you have those boundaries laid out as far as or those standards that you have. Because I don't like expectations. I feel like expectations are premeditated resentments. So you want to make sure that you're expecting that to happen, which is going to lead to the next tip, which is don't take it personal. When they do pull back, when they do start to feel like they need their time or their weekend off, don't see it as something that you've done wrong, because most likely you didn't do anything wrong. I would say take it personal if you knew that you were showing up in an unhealthy manner and you were like the toxic person in that relationship. Meaning toxic, I know it's overused, but meaning you had unhealthy communication skills, you're very volatile, quick-tempered, just not a fun person to be around. Then take it personal. Then realize that I need to change some things about myself. There's something that I need to just, do a major overhaul on. But for the majority of the people who were, not moving too fast, that was giving them their space and expecting that pullback to happen, then, that's what I mean by don't take it personal. It has something to do with them and how they're feeling and what they're going through, and not you. The fifth tip is to give yourself a deadline on how long you're going to stick around and invest more time and more effort into this person, because I'm a believer that time is our best asset we have, our biggest asset. We don't get a refund. We don't get an instant rebate. We don't get anything back for our time except for the memories that we make. And those are the things that you should embrace, embrace those memories, but let go of the pain that comes along with them. This is what I like. This is why I like doing, mindfulness and living in the now, because when you're able to just thoroughly embrace and sit with where you're at right now with that person, you don't have any expectations about the future. You're not living in the future. You're living for right now. But there is a time where you can start to slip mentally, emotionally, where you're feeling like you're not getting the same return on your investment as they are getting, because you're showing up and they may not be showing up. So give yourself a strict deadline on when you're going to move along. I give it 3 to 6 months before you escalate it to the next level. This person here in the email was seeing this person for 5 months, and she's like, all right, something's not quite right here, which may have led her to my channel. So she gave it 5 months before she said, all right, I'm going to start digging into these resources and trying to figure out how I can make this a healthier dynamic and how I can calm my anxiety. Honestly, I think it's kind of a good thing if you're able to be with someone who's avoided, and it just kind of forces you to do some inner work, kind of go inwardly and wonder, why is it that I'm this way and why do I need to move something along so quickly? Some would argue that 5 months is a long time not to have a commitment or not to have some type of clarity on where you guys are at. Like my people over in London and the UK say we need to have a proper chat. So if you need to have a proper chat with them, give it 3 to 6 months before you decide to do that, and be okay with walking away. You don't have a choice. If the person isn't going to be able to show up and meet your needs, and I wrote a quote on Instagram today that says, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, it is I am Coach Court. If we haven't healed, the moments of uncertainty and when we must meet our own needs will be how it's revealed. If you found this video valuable, go ahead and click this link right here where I talk about 5 signs of an emotional unavailable person. And if you want to follow me on my other social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook is I am Coach Court. Always remember, when you go be loved, you'll never have to find it. Namaste.